you don't have to putt awesome to win a PGA Tour event. It helps.
Yeah.
You just can't putt bad. Welcome back to episode 61 of the Loggerhead Golf Podcast. We got Open Championship recap, but before we get into that, major announcement next week, Christmas in July sale here in store. We are going to be doing a sale July 29th through the 31st. Pretty much anything in stock will have a sale attached to it. Can I say what it's going to be?
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, 40% off on 40% off on apparel, hats, gloves, 30% off on golf bags, golf balls, all in stock clubs, 30% off shoes. So please swing by. Might find a good deal in there, and then
We'll find a good deal
and get you geared up for the end of golf season. So, but great week of golf. I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say it. By far the best major of the year.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Not even close. The X-Man. He's going to give it to you.
He's going to give it to you.
Just snuck his way until he didn't. I mean, just stayed in the shadows, and then when came time to take the tournament, it looked like a clear winner.
Big shout out to Dustin Brown as well.
Oh my gosh.
T10.
Daniel Brown, you mean?
Daniel Brown, Dustin Brown.
His name also changed like 3 times during the tournament.
Daniel Brown.
Because they started with Daniel.
Yeah, I know. This one's like, what? Out there ripping darts and just playing good golf.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm sitting here, and obviously we can't say enough about Xander. Yeah. He's been clearly one of the top 3 players in the world all year. Now, just to get into it, I got a little bit of a hot take here. Okay.
That doesn't surprise me. Go ahead.
Who is more likely to finish the Grand Slam, Xander Schauffele or Scottie Scheffler? I think it's Xander Schauffele, and it's not even close.
I could see that. Scottie played.
Well, Xander's one major closer than Scottie is.
Right. Because what does he have to win?
Now he just has to win the U.S. Open and the PGA.
Yeah. I mean, his putting's incredible. Hey, that's what it is, really. That's what's keeping him apart.
I was looking at the strokes game stats from this week. Well, the reason why Xander won is because he was first in strokes gained tee to green. So essentially, he was in control of his golf ball.
Right.
He was like 16th, I think, of the week in strokes gained putting. So it's like, and we always say this, you don't have to putt awesome to win a PGA Tour event. It helps.
Yeah.
You just can't putt bad.
Right. Well, like Scottie.
I mean, Scottie, I think he was 3rd in strokes gained tee to green this week.
Putting,
he was 70th.
Yeah.
He finished the tournament in 70th in strokes gained putting.
Yeah.
I mean, I think going forward towards the end of the year, I think Scottie Scheffler I still think he deserves to win the FedEx Cup. Like, I don't think it's fair that he only is going to have a 2-shot lead going into Eastlake. Mm-hmm. I think he still deserves the FedEx Cup because he's won 6 times now. I mean, how many elevated events has he won? But we kind of get into why do we have to have this hard conversation for Player of the Year now, though? Like, does one major and 5 other wins outweigh 2 major championships?
I would say no. I mean, but then again, you got to think about how Scottie was just lights out for what? 4 or 5 months where he would do nothing but win. So it's like...
And from tee to green right now, he still is lights out.
Right.
I mean, I think we're just starting to see a pattern now that if he doesn't have the putter with him, he has no shot. I mean, he was first in strokes gained tee to green at Pinehurst.
Right.
And he was nowhere close to winning. He still made the cut, but like it's because his putting was terrible.
Well, that's the thing. It's
at one point, do we start bringing up the question again does he need to go to a broomstick?
He needs to do. I don't know, but he needs to do something. But all these pros are working on this is why when everyone's like, oh, I can't score. It's like, well, what are you doing? Like when you go to the range, what are you doing? Hitting balls? Is that all you're doing? Yeah. You know what I mean? Are you going to the putting green? Probably not, right? So it's like same thing with these pros. Like they're trying to dial in a swing that's so specific and so like robotic. We're like, it's time to question, like, do you forget about the small important stuff, like putting?
I mean, and that's the thing in the strokes gained era that we're in now of how we actually rate players' games. It's not, oh, how many putts did you have in that round?
Like, how far did you hit off the tee?
Yeah, it's well, not even that. It's just more or less like what kind of putts are you leaving yourself with? Because if you're leaving yourself like Scottie Schauffele right now, where he's hitting it pretty tight and not making anything, his strokes gained stats are terrible.
Right.
You have Xander that's making a lot of putts, but also
he's making longer ones.
He's making longer ones, and that's just it's kind of like the demoralizing thing about professional golf. I mean, I've been keeping my strokes gained stats here the last 5-6 rounds, and I've been losing not a ton. I've been losing a little bit in putting. But that's just because, my approach is not, like, I'm not hitting it close enough. My approach is pretty bad. But, like, if I count, how many putts did I have that round? I've only had over 30 putts once.
Right.
So, and it's.
But, like, all these pros, it's like, as a professional, you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, I can make a 2-putt from anywhere on the green. Mm-hmm. But, like, when you're leaving yourself 6-8 foot sliders, that's an easy 3-jab.
I mean, you got to think about this. The reason why Xander won is, yes, did he shoot a bogey-free 6 under on Sunday?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, but Saturday, his longest par putt on Saturday when the conditions were brutal was less than 3 feet.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly.
When every other player in the field probably has 3 or 4 holes that they have a par putt over 5 feet.
Yeah.
I mean, it catches up with you.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about Xander. I mean, I think what he did this week's unbelievable. They talked about he's gained like 5 miles per hour. He's in the 180 ball speed. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting here thinking about this kind of back to like the player of the year, things like that. I feel like Xander has the game to win any of the majors, right? Like Jordan Spieth is really close to the Grand Slam. He just needs a PGA championship.
The way he's playing.
But the thing with the PGA Championship is always the longest golf course.
Right.
It's usually an accuracy-driven golf course, distance-driven, a.k.a. how Xander won at Valhalla and he battled with Bryson. Mm-hmm. They're both just hitting fairways, hitting at 320, 330.
Right.
Spieth doesn't have that extra gear. So I would say like it's an uphill battle for him to win a PGA again because he just doesn't have the accuracy and distance that he used to. Not to say he couldn't gain it back. I'm just like thinking about kind of the venues and where majors are going. It's not far to say this, but like I wouldn't be surprised if Xander, this is kind of opens the floodgates for him to just knock off more majors. Yeah, I mean, Xander at Oakmont looks really good right now for the U.S. Open next year. Mm-hmm. That's obviously if his game stays true. We all know how hard golf is. You could lose it like that. Look at Scottie.
I was just about to say that.
You see, everybody was calling Scottie's putter Officer Gillis. Ever since he got hit through a window, man, that putter went out.
Yeah,
putter went with him.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a good major. I watched a lot of it Saturday. I didn't get to watch any of it Sunday.
We were playing golf.
But no, it was good. Rosie looked good.
I'm super happy for Rosie and Billy Horschel. I mean, they didn't play till they didn't lose the tournament. They both shot 68 the final round, and they just got boat raced by Xander.
Watching Shane Lowry was a little upsetting. Just folded.
Play good on Sunday.
You're
talking about Saturday.
I'm talking about Saturday.
Well, since we're going down the list now, because we'll finish this up after. I will say that Shane Lowry. The fact that you were attacking that Marshall on Saturday, and was
crazy.
Like when your ball should have been a lost ball,
yes,
and because of the Marshall, it kept it in play.
Right,
your ball was not going to go 20 yards more forward.
No, it was going to go 20 yards more.
I've never seen a guy that's more unlikable on TV than Well,
I can name a couple of people.
Max Verstappen didn't look good this weekend, but Saturday was tough to watch.
Yeah.
And I mean, like Caleb was making jokes. He was like, couldn't have happened to a better guy. Like, it's just because he's kind of like at the Ryder Cup, how Shane Lowry was and things like that. It's just, I mean, played flawless Thursday and Friday.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to run away with it, but I mean,
he went on like a bogey train.
When you have to hit driver on a par 3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, that's wild. I mean, I thought the conditions were awesome. I thought the golf course was fair. Now, who didn't get the luck of the conditions? Rory McIlroy. That course tore him apart.
Yeah.
He knew he was, like he said it, on hole 22, he was planning his vacation.
I mean, when you're hooking a wedge from 100 yards out.
That's the only
100 yards
That's the tough
left.
thing about those tournaments is like, I feel like Rory's game was there to play well this week. It's just the fact that he had the worst possible draw. To have the early weather on Thursday was way tougher than the afternoon, and then the afternoon was brutal on Friday.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys, same thing as Bryson. Bryson got off to a terrible start.
Yeah.
But it sucks now. I feel like golf's over for the year.
Well, yeah.
I know we have the Olympics coming up.
Olympics will be interesting.
It will be. We're a golf podcast, so we're going to have to talk about it. My initial thoughts is I don't really care about Olympics golf, but
I would like to see USA do well, but
they should. I mean, they have the most people of any team showing up to play. I know it's an individual tournament, but
that's fair.
I still think it'll be cool. I mean, something we only see every 4 years, so
Olympics is great. I love the Olympics.
I love everything about the Olympics.
Dude, some water polo will go.
What course are they playing at?
They're playing at Lake Golf National.
There's so many sports in the Olympics that you're like, I didn't even know that was a thing. I'm serious.
Well, you remember they've added, like, I'm a big skateboarding fan, so the Olympics skateboarding and the trials for it, like going in, have been wild.
Yeah.
Like they're surfing in the Olympics now. I mean, there's a lot of really cool sports in the Olympics, and then obviously give me the full like core normal Olympics.
Volleyball.
Yeah, I mean,
love that. That's fun.
It's awesome. LeBron James is going to be the flag bearer for USA.
It's cool.
I just hope they don't like put the gymnastics team, because I'd be like, that's the biggest flag bearer I've ever seen. He's just huge. So I think it'll be cool. But just stinks. It just feels like golf is.
I'll have to find some stuff to talk about next go
I know.
on.
I know. Shout out to Nick Dunlap.
Yeah.
Won on the PGA Tour, second win this year, first win as a professional.
And the first person to do it as an amateur and as a professional in the same year.
And I will say this, because obviously I'm an Alabama fan. I was a Nick Dunlap fan before he won. I was not feeling good about him because he was just having a lot of like playing a really good round and a blow up round and miss a lot of cuts this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sitting there, I'm like, maybe he should have stayed back, but obviously those guys know way more than we do. I mean, I'm sure he's stoked. I mean, it only moves him up into like 60th in the FedEx Cup points, which I'm sitting there, I was like, how's he 60th? And I'm like, wait, he didn't get points for his first win. So, but good for him. I mean,
he probably walked out there and was like, dang, I'm getting paid finally. Let's go.
NIL probably took care of him. I mean, Alabama's building a $40 million golf facility right now. I'm sure he has some good sponsors. So
he'll be just fine.
But anything else you want to add to the golf this week? Any last thoughts?
Bunch of new clubs.
Huh?
Bunch of new clubs. Callaway with their Opus wedge.
Yeah,
Scottie
that was in play at the Open.
Limited black putters.
Those come out Friday, right?
Yeah. I'm just such a equipment nut. So it's like I like to know when all the new stuff drops and what it is.
Yeah. Yep. So if I think we have a few of them coming in, I'm sure there will be a little bit of a line at the door Friday morning.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Quite honestly.
I mean, they look cool.
The long neck's back.
It's not a lab putter, but no, the long neck looks freaking sweet.
Yeah.
And then GT Series, got to finally.
They look really good.
Got to see them in our hands, feel them.
They look really good. The stock lineup for the shafts is really good too.
Yeah, I mean, this fall's going to be fun in the fitting bay. That's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure. You want to lead that into show and tell? Miss anything? Cool.
That might hit 6 million views.
This might be in the time frame that it comes out. I don't. There's probably a better way of saying this. This will be the most watched video, probably.
Yes.
for when it releases.
I
It might not be the most watched video of all time because so
Yeah,
many videos have
you know,
collective views over time.
yeah, you got them old lyrics music videos when you didn't have Apple Music.
I mean,
that
a
have
lot
like
of the
20
a lot of the
something
Juice WRLD unreleased stuff. That's what I
Right.
listen to, so I keep the views up. But RP Juice.
Right.
Break 50 with Donald Trump dropping today on Bryson's YouTube channel. I think this is the cool part. They'll be donating $10,000 per birdie to the Wounded Warrior
No, for every
Foundation.
stroke.
Uh,
Every stroke under par. Even better.
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, because there will be Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Now, if those of you that don't know this, Break 50 is kind of a big trend on YouTube. It's a two-man thing where they play from the most forward tees, and the goal is to break 50.
Break 50.
So the fact that he's doing this with a former president,
That's so great.
I know before those of you that say that, you notice about Trump's ear looks pretty good right there. That's because this was filmed before what
Yes.
happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm stoked. I mean, Trump's a hell of a golfer. I think we've done, like, we've seen his video on this, like, we've talked about his swing. Like, his swing's pure. Bryson's unbelievable. Like,
It'll be fun.
what he's doing for the entertainment side of golf right now,
Yeah.
I mean, just makes him. Now, people are going to say he's still unlikable. It seems fake. It doesn't seem genuine, but it's hard to argue this.
Right. Well, he's been on the YouTube scene like heavy probably the last year or so.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can even see it with like the fan interactions, like at Pinehurst and stuff like that, where like he's really bringing the fans into it. Like that's like any kind of sport where you have fans. I feel like that's what it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fans are really involved and cheering, whatever, you know what I mean, and getting involved.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a reason that like all these people try to get like courtside seats at NBA games to like be involved in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, stuff like that. Or like you see when like in soccer, when they score, they're like all the way over to the fans. So it's like, I definitely think that.
What do we think they're going to shoot? No one's broken 50 yet. Like, and I know like Bryson have done it with,
Where are they playing?
at a Trump course, I'm pretty sure, Trump National. I mean, I remember seeing, because they put up a teaser video. I don't know if you saw the teaser video of like them talking on the range. It was awesome. It was unbelievable how cool it was.
I think they shoot a 53.
Trump was like, that was long. That was very long. Believe me.
I think Shane Gillis needs to commentate this one.
Yeah. So you remember how they brought out Key from Key and Peele
Yeah.
to do, they need to bring Shane Gillis out.
Yeah.
No, this is, I can't wait to watch this. I don't even know what time it comes out today, but as soon as it does, I'm going to be there on the queue waiting to watch it. I mean, this is the coolest thing. He's running for president, former president. I mean, I will say this, Bryson put out a tweet after this news broke out, and he was like, guys, this isn't me being political. This
Right.
is, I offered both campaigns the opportunity, one accepted, one declined. It's like, well, we knew that was going to happen. And it's like, Bryson, you didn't need to double down, man. Like,
I mean, it's
like he's a former president. It would be anybody's honor to be able to go play a round of golf with him.
oh, for sure.
I mean, I think Rory said that. Tiger has said that.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiger is a massive fan. Like he said, he was distraught after what happened. Like he said, like you talked about it at the Open. So
Yeah.
this is going to break the internet for sure.
I
can't wait to see
right.
what the corrupt golf media thinks of this afterhand. But
It's going to be interesting.
flush
Flush.
doesn't
Yeah.
even need a rating.
For what it's worth. Flush.
Damn.
They look so good.
Yeah.
I have not hit them yet, but they look really good.
We're still not allowed to talk about the technology, right? Correct. All right. Okay.
And what it feels like, you can talk about that.
Okay. I will say the look is a Titleist driver. People either love them or dislikes the traditional pear-shaped look. I mean, now, I think underneath, like, I think this looks way better than the TSR. When the first pictures came out, I thought the GT, like the silver part, I thought that was white, and I was like, ugh. Like, I'm not feeling that. And I also wasn't crazy about the name until you actually see it on the driver
Right.
in the head cover. Like the head cover looks way better in person than it does in photos.
Yeah.
I mean, we were messing around with them last night. I am very surprised. I mean, I have not been swinging it fast ever since I broke my elbow. I've been slowly getting my speed
Well, I don't care
up.
that you broke your elbow.
I broke 180 ball speed last night. I got 182 ball speed. I mean, I will say this. And I told Miles this. I feel like with Titleist drivers, because I used to play Titleist, I feel like Titleist drivers, you could always, like, you hit it good and you're like, I can get more. I can get more. Which, like, that's a good feeling to know.
Right.
So, like, that's what I was doing. I was giving it a little bit of extra.
Right.
I would say I probably haven't done that with my gamer driver in a while. And I, like, kind of light bulb moment last night. It's like, I probably need to start doing some speed
Yeah, you
stuff.
kind of bunt your driver now.
I do bunt my driver a lot. I mean, but that's how I play on the golf course. So
It works.
I'm usually a strong iron player, even though my strokes gain is not saying that right now. So I've always been under the impression, just get it in play. I can get it close to the hole. So
And then there's me.
let's just say if I was a free agent, I wouldn't be surprised if this driver was in my bag.
Well, I played the TSR2 last year
Yep.
for a little bit. I loved it.
The TSRs were the number one driver. And
I love
Loggerhead
mine.
the last year and a half.
You want to know why? Because my miss is just dead off the heel, and I still get some good distance on it. So I was happy with it.
I mean, I know Caleb is going to do a video about this, and it's
He was hitting it well on Sunday.
oh yeah, he hit his. Yeah. I mean, it's the sound takes a little getting used to,
Yeah. It's a little different.
but it's a clean lineup. I think they're going to get the GT3 back in play.
Yeah.
Now that they fixed the weighting of it. The TSR3 wasn't really a winner of a driver
waiting in
form.
the back was where.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're going to start fitting them today, which is awesome. So
I think Caleb fit one yesterday.
Actually, you're
soon as
right.
they walk through the door.
As soon as they walk through,
Right.
yeah. So I'm stoked for them. I think they are going to be up there. And then once we can finally talk about the technology, it'll explain these claims. Like right now, we're just making
Right.
We'll have the
Right. No, that's fair.
We'll have the data. I've already seen the data for me. I know it's there. I'm actually going to make sure today that my driver can do that, because if not, then we got a problem.
Well, come by and get fit for him.
Flush.
There's one glorious idea the Masters should copy from Wimbledon.
I
lived it. The process is simple. Show up the night prior, first come, first served, and get in line. Bring whatever you can. Fit in on a carry-on. Tent sized is capped at 2 persons. Quiet hours begin at 10 p.m. You can leave your spot for a maximum of 30 minutes to use the loo or grab some grub. Pick up your goods around 6 a.m. Get your wristband at 7:30. Stand in line at 9. And within the next 2 hours, you should be holding a ticket. Is that for the Masters? Yeah, Masters.
I've never heard the restroom as loo.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, that's what they say over in the across the pond.
Oh,
Yeah.
so,
Or the washroom. That's a different one.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I've heard that. Well, being that Wimbledon just finished up, which that finals was amazing. Carlos Alcaraz.
Alcatraz.
Alcaraz.
We're going to prison.
Alcaraz. Dominated Djokovic, and Djokovic wasn't even mad about it.
Yeah.
And it's also fitting because for those of you that applied for Masters tickets, you probably got either accepted, good for you, I'm jealous, or denied yesterday. So I would also be a fan of this idea.
That'd be a cluster, though, dude.
It will never happen.
No,
not
not a chance.
even,
Not a chance.
not even close.
Nope.
Again, I know Augusta tries to make it seem like it's very inviting with the Augusta Women's Amateur, the drive, chip, and putt. Now the Masters, I'll always be in that 2-week stretch. But again, if you don't have a ticket, it's nowhere near inviting for you.
Yeah.
So this will never happen.
No. I think it'd be cool.
But I also think that's what makes Augusta great.
But I also think that
you appreciate things the more when you know you don't have access to it. And
Right.
when you do gain access,
Right.
it's
But like, I feel like the crowds would be so much more significant at the Masters than the Wimbledon. I could be completely wrong. I don't watch tennis, so I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I know tennis is huge
Well,
over
people
there.
don't realize this, like how much when it comes to just the timeline, like pretty much how they run Wimbledon is exactly how they run the Masters when it comes to the timeline of letting fans in.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make sure that they give fans enough time to enjoy themselves.
Right.
But also they don't want what happened at like a Ryder Cup or other tournaments where the waste management where like by the time golfers get to 16, the crowd is blasted.
Right.
No, you still see plenty of people walking around with their drink cups because
Yeah.
beer is affordable at Augusta. I don't know. Is drinks and stuff affordable at Wimbledon?
Probably not.
But you can't talk more about two of the classiest events in all of sport.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, I know they made a big stink a few years ago when Nick Kyrgios tried wearing color. And it's like, dude, there's also a reason why Augusta this past year told Jason Day to take off a certain sweater because like you were invited to play in this tournament. It's an honor. The tournament's not about you, buddy. And he didn't complain. You're exactly right. He was like, you know what?
Well, Nick Kyrgios tries to just turn the thing.
I know. But great tennis player. I think all hypotheticals that yes would be cool. Just unfortunately, no.
I say flush for the idea. Probably bogey because it's never going to happen.
Sure. Yep. We'll leave it at that.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to ring the bell, subscribe, and check out the links in the description. We got a Discord down there, so if you have any questions about us or anything equipment related, you can join there. And
let us know about the Bryson's video.
Yeah, that too.
Let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. So join the Discord, link in the description. We're all active on there, so if you need anything from us, you can reach out directly.
Peace.
See you.